Hi everyone, welcome back to Crime Uncovered. Today we're going to be sharing the heartbreaking case of Titilayo Arowolo, a young banker, a mother, a woman whose life was stolen by the one person that was meant to protect her. So before I start, I would like to say that I mean no disrespect to the victim and her family, and this video is strictly meant for documentary and educational purposes. That being said, let's go right into the video. Titilayo was born as Titilayo Omosoje Oyakere on the 9th of April 1983. She was the daughter of Mr. George Oyakere and Mrs. Ellen Oyakere. Sadly, she lost her mother early in life, but her father later remarried. So she went to the university in Ekpoma, Delta State. She attended the Ambrose Ali University. Then she went on to do her postgraduate studies in Lagos State University. But while at school, she met a man named Titilayo Arowolo, and they fell in love and they got married in 2008. In 2009, they welcomed a daughter. Already, Titilayo had gone on to start her career as a banker in Skybank. At first, their marriage looked like any other marriage, so just there, but behind the scenes, all wasn't well. According to her stepmother and her father, Titilayo's marriage was filled with chaos. Titilayo was described as a calm, level-headed youth pastor in public, but at home, it was a different story entirely. He was reportedly very abusive. Titilayo allegedly caught him cheating. She left him, but he came back begging. And like many people that are being abused, she returned hoping that he would turn a new leaf and he would change. There were times that she ran back to her family. In fact, several times she ran back to her family. Once when she was breastfeeding, Titilayo allegedly chased her with a knife. He denied this abuse, of course, but he said it later on that he only slapped her once. But let's be honest, if you admit to slapping your spouse once, there is a high chance that it wasn't the only time. You probably did it several times. He also allegedly threatened to throw her off the top story of a building. Her father warned her to, report in to the police, but we do not know if she ever did, and sadly, nobody checked. So, this is what many abusers do. They manipulate you, they break your spirit, and then they beg you for forgiveness, and somehow you end up feeling sorry for them. Some sources said that Titilayo was the breadwinner, but Titilayo denied this. He said, he was an auditor and he had many government contracts, but I cannot confirm that. It's not be fair for me to, talk and not say what his own people said about him. His mother described him as a calm, God-fearing boy, and he started his pastoral ministry when he was 12. She also said that her daughter-in-law Titilayo was rude and troublesome, and that is why they gave her the nickname of Thatcher. She also said that the disagreements and the misunderstanding between the couple started when Titilayo, with the aid of her stepmother, went and terminated a pregnancy without the knowledge of her husband. None of that was ever confirmed. Nobody aside from the mom ever said that Titilayo was troublesome. They called her Thatcher because she was resilient, she was hardworking. We all know what the name stands for. Margaret Thatcher wasn't known for being troublesome. She was known for being strong and wise. So I'm just going to look past that. So let's go to the main events of this story. 24th of June 2011, it was Titilayo's birthday, and that day everything changed. That day in their apartment in Isolo, the couple had another argument, but this time it was different. It turned out to be very deadly. A knife was brought out. Titilayo was stabbed multiple times, and Titilayo bolted from the room and he fled. An eyewitness said that he saw blood on his palm and on his clothes. He entered his under accord and rushed out of the compound. He was actually stopped in a police checkpoint, but I don't know how he did it, but he came down and he jumped on a bike and he fled the scene. The apartment, neighbors had heard the commotion. They also saw him run away, so they broke into the apartment, and what they found was very horrifying. Titilayo was lying in a pool of her own blood. The knife was still in her body. The apartment was a mess. The police and ambulance were called, but it was too late. She was pronounced dead. On the 5th of July, Akolade was paraded by the police. He was handed over to the state CID for investigation. At the trial, Akolade claimed that his wife had a mental breakdown and fell on the knife. Seriously. But the pathologist wasn't buying it. Titilayo had 76 stab wounds. There was no way that anybody would do that to themselves. Was she going to stab herself 70 plus times? The evidence was overwhelming. Eyewitness saw him. Blood was found on his clothes. Blood-stained items were recovered from his car. Even there was nothing he could do that would change what was happening. Even fainting in court couldn't save him. So on the 21st of February 2014, almost 3 years after the murder of his wife, Titilayo Arowolo was found guilty. He was sentenced to death by hanging. He cried, he prayed, he made a scene, but justice was served. As of now, Akolade is reportedly at the Ikoyi prison, living as a model prisoner while awaiting execution. But this story is not about him, I would say. It's about Titilayo Arowolo, a woman with dreams, a loving mother, a strong woman who was taken far too soon. Let this be a reminder: domestic abuse is real and it kills. You do not have to stay. Even if there are children involved, it is really okay to leave. It is okay to look for help. Even if the society tells you to endure, it is your life. So you have to choose your life. You have to choose freedom. You have to choose safety. Titilayo was beautiful. She was strong-willed. She was hardworking. Her friends called her Thatcher for a reason. Not because she was rude, but because she was resilient. She could have achieved so much more. She should still be here. She was only 27. Thank you for sitting with me to remember Titilayo. If you have found this story important, please like, share, and subscribe to Crime Uncovered. Stay safe, stay aware, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.